and Rosie, and welcome to Coffee and Crochet with Sarah. Now, this is my little chihuahua, Rosie. My other one is over there on the bed snoring. Their little bed they sleep on while I video. Well, today is going to be a really fun video. I'm going to tell you about the Herrschners giveaways and who the winners are. And then we're going to do a Jingle Bell together. And what this is it's just a little band that you can make into maybe a dog collar or a kitty collar. You can make a bracelet or a necklace for yourself, or just make it for something for around the house for Christmas. All right, I am going to turn around. Oh, you can give me kisses. You're my sweet baby girl. All right, so there's Rosie. I'm going to let her go lay on the bed with her brother. All righty, well, we've got a big old day today, and I'm real excited about it. And I'll give a few minutes for everyone to get in before I do the announcement of the giveaway winners. Now, I do want to explain, and we're going to do the giveaway winners first, and then we're going to do the crochet to get the Jingle Bell crochet together, and then I'll tell you about what's happening this week at Posh Pooch Designs, because you know sometimes it takes a little longer when we do a crochet together to get to that new stuff, okay? And so I want to do it that way, but I want to wait a couple seconds before I tell the winners of the giveaway. That way everybody can get here. And I do want to explain to you, first of all, before I do the explaining, we need to do our clink in. And I've got my big O Give Thanks cup today, because here in America, we are having our Thanksgiving this week. And I got a message from someone. She said, it's been such a rough year. What is there to be thankful for? And I know I have had a lot of friends that have passed. Not a lot, some. I've had some that were very sick, and I actually right now do still have family members who are suffering and are sick. And so it is hard when you go to the grocery store and they're out of toilet paper or they're out of other things that you need. Hard to find something to be thankful for. My mom always said, I mean, she's been passed now for about 7 years, and she always said that life is too short to live it grumpy. And we need to find something to be thankful for. And when we're thankful and have gratitude, it helps us not to feel so frustrated. And because it's been a heavy weight this year. I mean, it really has. And I felt it too. And I also believe it's a choice. And so what I've decided to do is I want to hear something in the comments from all of you, just even one thing that you're thankful for this year. And I'm going to tell you, I'm thankful for my puppies. They have helped me through some really hard times. I'm thankful for the husband that God gave me, because, you know, I'm not always that easy to live with. I'm thankful for all of you who tune in every week and are a part of my life. I know some of your names. I see them as you comment, both here on Facebook and over on YouTube. And all of that helps me feel thankful and have gratitude that you all are here with me. All right. And so, I mean, it is hard. It's hard, but we got to try. We don't want to pull ourselves down if we can help it. And there was a thread going in our PPD Puppy Love group this week, and someone posted about how does crochet help you with your anxiety? And just about the whole wall was filled with people that saying, yes, it does. I can concentrate. I can keep my hands busy. I can think of other things. And so I do believe that crochet is crochet therapy, especially if I'm making something for somebody else. All right. So try your best, even if you're not in America or American and don't celebrate the Thanksgiving that we do every year. Try to find, just even today, to find something that you're really, truly grateful for. All righty, let's go ahead and, did we clink in? I can't even remember. Let's do it again. Big give thanks. And I clinkety clink clink clink. Those of you who watched the beginning of the video, I had my Rosie with me. That's my little red Chihuahua. I was going to hold both the dogs, and y'all know my Maximo, my little white Chihuahua, those of you who've watched for a while. He's grumpy sometimes. And he's the best model. He'll wear anything, but he was not having it this morning. This one is his, and he was not having it this morning. All right, so let's go ahead and get right into the Herrschners giveaway. All right, so what I did is, you know, they sent me 4 gift craft sets or craft kits. And I decided, after talking with some of my peeps, that I wanted to give 2 of them away to my testers, okay? And so I picked 2 of my testers. They all kind of decided who was going to do it. That was really sweet. And so I gave 2 of the kits away to 2 of my, one to each of 2 of my testers. The snowflake and the reindeer were the 2 that they chose. So that leaves these 2. All right, and so we put all the names in the random generator this week, and I'm going to tell you who won these 2. Now, remember, I say this every time we do a giveaway, do not put your email address or shipping address in any comments anywhere, okay? We don't want people getting your stuff. We don't want them getting your information, okay? So, when I tell you who the winner is, all you need to do is either message me on the Posh Pooch Designs Facebook page. Send me a message. Or you can go to www.poshpoochdesigns.com and hit that contact button. It'll shoot me an email straight over, and you can say, I won! And then we'll check you out, make sure who you are. Because remember, a few years ago when I first started doing this, I got snookered. Someone said they were who they were, and they weren't. And the person who was them, I had to end up getting more of the same thing so I could send it to that person. And we don't want that to happen. Okay, so let me look on my list here. Drum roll. Okay, so the Herrschners Merry Fun kit with 4 embroidery hoops all come with it, all the threads, needles, everything that you need except for a pair of scissors. This is going to go to Kimberly Coons Westervelt. All right, my friend, send me your shipping address. All right, congratulations. All right, now the other one we have left is the gnomes. And I'll be honest with you, I really wanted to keep this one. I told you this last week. I love this, and I really wanted to keep it. I couldn't put my own name in the random generator. I'm sorry. All right, so the winner of the gnomes is Rita Lippert. And Rita is a great help to me. I was really glad when I saw her name come up because she really is a really big help to me. Okay, and this is a complete kit. You can make 6 gnomes, and it gives you everything you need: beads, sequins, felt, bells, and the instructions. My dogs are barking at an airplane. They're like that. Anyway, so just to reiterate, this one's going to Kimberly Coons Westervelt. Sorry, I butchered your name, my friend. And this one is going to Rita Lippert. All right, so both of you contact me, send me an email, or send me a message through Facebook, and we'll get those out to you. Okay, now the other 2 kits went to my 2 testers, and when they're going to go ahead and work the kit, and then they're going to send me some pictures so that I can show you what they did. Okay, hopefully they'll send me one of them. Because I'm trying to figure out, I keep looking over there because that's where they were. Okay, I hope they'll send me one of those reindeer gift bags. I hope they'll send me a snowflake, and then you can see how they turned out. Okay, now what I really want you to do, last week there was some confusion because I said you have to be subscribe to the YouTube page to be able to be in the drawing. And it was misunderstood that you had to go to Herrschners YouTube page, which you should. They have lots of neat stuff. Okay, go to Herrschners YouTube and follow, and also all of that. But you needed to be a subscriber to my YouTube page for that particular giveaway. Okay. All right. Are you ready to do our crochet together? I got myself so excited. My throat's all dry now. All right. I'm going to click over to the other cam. And I've got everything all thrown over here. And what you're going to need, and what we're going to do, this is the collar that Maximo is going to wear, which he refused to wear this morning because he's an ornery little guy. And it's really simple. And the neat thing about this is you can make it smaller, make it a bracelet for yourself. You can make it longer, make it into a necklace or a choker, or you can just use them for ringing bells, put them on your cats, your dogs, your goats, whatever you want to do. It's just a really fun little project. I've got some medium weight number 4 green yarn, and this is left over from a previous project, and it is, I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby. Medium weight 4, you just need a small amount, not even an ounce probably. And you're going to need your H hook, which is a 5.0 millimeter crochet hook. You'll need a needle. And the thing about the needle is whatever size bells you choose, you need to make sure that needle's going to fit through, because we're going to be threading our bells onto our yarn, okay? And then you'll need a pair of scissors. Now I've got a bunch of different size bells here. This one has the bigger bells. I'm going to use these gold ones. I'll pull some of those out. And some of these are different sizes, so oops, they may not work. Let me check. And this is the key. Got to check. Oh, those silver ones will work just fine, so I'm going to use those. Now, for this project today, you're going to need 6 bells, okay? Now, the way the pattern works, let me move all those bells out of the way, is 4 chains equal approximately 1 inch, all right? And so what we're going to do today is going to be approximately 7 inches, which is going to fit my wrist a little bit loose. Okay, if you want to put it on your dog or cat, just make it the same size as their collar. And the way that we attach it at the end, let me open this up and show you, is it's attached with a tie. So if it's a little bit small, you can always tie it out tighter or farther out, or if it's too big, you can tie it tighter. Because the way this works is you don't tie a bow, you just tie a knot like this. And I do this a lot with all of my bandanas and things that I put on my dogs because I don't want long ties getting caught in their toenails. And it's the same thing with kitties. You don't want their little paws getting caught. But if you're making this for yourself, you can make your ties longer. And we'll talk more about that later. All right, so what you're going to do, I've got glitter all over here from these bells. You're going to take the end of your yarn. You're going to thread it on your needle. Do not cut your yarn, okay? This is your working yarn. And we're going to take all 6 of those bells and thread them on. Or as many bells as you want to. And you can, that one's a little snug. I guess we won't use that one. There we go. And you need to be able to push them forward because we're going to be crocheting and then pushing the bells. Another thing that was mentioned to me from a friend is she does not like the sound of bells. If you want to make something like this and you don't want it to be noisy, you can get some silver or gold or red, green, or whatever color pony beads and do the same thing to get a similar effect. I'm going to see if I can bend that up a little because, no, I can't. All right, I'll end with a gold bead or a gold bell. Let's see. That one's snug too. I'll try this one. There we go. You just have to be able to push them forward because we're going to crochet a little bit before we start using those beads, bells. And this, like I said, this is the same way you can use beads. Okay, so I'm just pushing them forward a little. I'm going to take off my needle and set that aside. All right, now I'm going to grab my crochet hook. I'm going to slip a slip knot there. And I'm going to chain, I'm going to look at my notes, make sure I give you the right amount here. 30 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm on 8. Let's push our beads forward. 9, 10. And before I do my next ones, I'm going to go ahead and slide those beads forward some more, or bells. I keep calling them beads. Bells. These things are also cute to hang on your doorknobs if you want to just have something fun there. All right, let's do 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now I have a chain of 30 chains. All right, now we're going to take our yarn and we're going to push those beads or bells forward again. All right. We're going to stitch a single crochet in the second chain from the hook. We don't count the loop on our hook. There's 1, 2. So we'll go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through both loops. And now I'm just going to stitch a single crochet in each of those chains across. Now, I always like to remind you when we're doing a crochet together live, I go a little bit faster than I would if I was doing a YouTube video because we only have so much time and I can't edit or anything. And so, if I'm going too fast, you can always go over to YouTube and slow the video down or pause where needed. Although, if you're also watching it on Facebook, once it's not live anymore and it's just on in my video selection, you can go ahead and pause where needed on there as well. All right. All right, so I'm just going to keep on stitching one single crochet in each of these single crochets across, and I'm going to push those bells forward until I have all of my stitches done. Now we began with 30 chains. We started in the second chain from the hook, and so we'll have 29 single crochets. I know all these bells is probably a little bit noisy, but it's Christmas. Almost. I guess it's really just Thanksgiving. Huh? Alrighty. Now, few more stitches. And the next row we're going to incorporate in all those bells. And the truth is, you could make a really long chain, add a whole bunch of beads, and make a really long necklace that would be perfect for one of those, you know, ugly sweater parties that always has the big tinsel and bells. That would be super fun, I think. All right, push these forward a little bit more here. All righty. Looks like I got 3 more stitches here. 1, 2, and then that last stitch. All right, I'm going to chain 1 and turn. And so here's our row of single crochets. We should have 29. And so then we chain 1 and turn. All right, let me push my beads down. Kind of get them out of the way. And now what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet in the first 4. 1, 2. Let's get some of these beads out of the way. 3 and 4. Now we're going to push one of the beads up and just push it right up there. Move these down a little. And then we'll just single crochet in our next stitch. And there's our first bell. So we did 1, so we're going to do 3 more. Let me check. Okay, it says push one bead forward or bell, and single crochet in the next 3. So that was 1, 2, and 3. All right, so now we're going to push a next bell forward. And then we'll single crochet in the next 3. 1, 2, and 3. All right, so we stitched 4 single crochets. We pushed the first bell forward and we stitched 3. We pushed the next bell forward and we stitched 3 single crochets. And this is what we'll do all the way across. One thing that you can do is you can spread your bells out farther, or you can put them closer together. This is basically just a technique. And one thing I really like to do is to give you options where you can do things however you want. If you want to spread your bells out and add more bells, like if you're doing a necklace and you don't want them so close together, you can always stitch 6 between, you know, or if you're doing it for a cat or dog and you don't want that many bells on there, you can spread them out or put them closer together. It's totally up to you. All right, here's my last bell. That one doesn't have very much ring on it. All right, then once you get to the end, you're just going to single crochet all the way across the rest of the way. And again, you can add more bells than I added. I just added enough to show you how it's done, okay? So now, let me get to the end of this row. One more single crochet. I'm going to go ahead and chain 1, but then I'm going to turn it over so you can see. Isn't that fun? Now, I could have added more bells so that I could, you know, do all the way to the end. I just wanted to get enough on there so that you can see how to do it. All right, so now we're going to do our first tie. And we're going to chain, let me check my notes here, chain 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. All right, now, like I said, the ties are not real long. If you want it longer so you can tie a bow, you can chain more. Because I made these for my dogs, I left the ties short. All right, so now we're going to slip stitch back down the chain to where our collar or bracelet or necklace is. One slip stitch in each of those chains, working back up to the collar. All right, there's my last chain. And now I'm just going to single crochet in each of these stitches across. And I'm sorry about the jingle belling. It's gonna jingle bell. All right, now again, like I said, if I'm going too fast and you want it a little slower, or you need to pause, you certainly can when you're watching it on the YouTube, on YouTube, not the YouTube, or when you can go back in on Facebook, where my video lists are, and you can watch today's video later and pause it where you need. I always like to tell people that because often I'll get a thing that says, when you're live, you're too fast. And I try to keep it going because I don't want the live video to be too long. All right, so I'm almost to this other end here. We're almost done. We just have to do the tie and then we'll be done. And another thing is, I talked about the pony beads. You can use any beads as long as you can get it through your needle. All right, looks like I got a little knot here. There we go. All right, so now we're going to chain 15 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. All right, and then we'll just slip stitch back up so we have a nice sturdy tie. There we go. Get in there. I probably chained too tight. I always have to remind myself to loosen up my chain because I have a tendency for some reason to do my initial chain too tight and then I do my stitches too loose. I don't know why I do that. All right. Now, if you like the width of what your belt, actually make a really great belt, bracelet or, collar is, then you can tie off. But I like to do another row across the top. I think it just gives it a nice thickness and an edge that it's going to stay put. Especially if it's going to wear it as a bracelet, which this one is for Maximo. This one I made now, I'm going to wear as a bracelet. I think it'll be fun. So then I'll just single crochet in each single crochet across. And if you want to use a thinner yarn, like a medium or light number 3 instead of a medium 4, you can do that. I would go down to maybe a G hook instead of the H hook, or even lower, depending on, how tightly that you stitch. And if you want to make it thicker, you certainly can use a chunkier yarn. So any yarn will work. Just use the hook that corresponds with that yarn. And make sure the key is to be able to get your needle through the tops of the bells so that you can slide them forward. And you don't want it to be tight because if you can't slide your bells forward, you're not going to be able to crochet. All right, so here's my last crochet stitch, my last single crochet. We'll cut that off, tie that off, and there it is. Weave that in. We have 2 ends here to weave in. And I always like to kind of go down to where the tie is and make a couple extra stitches when I'm weaving in. It just makes me feel like the tie's going to hold. All right. And then I'll do that to this end as well. And now I have a Jingle Bell bracelet. And the thing is, you can use this technique for anything. If you want to add bells to, say, the edge of a scarf, the edge of a sweater, edge of a pocket. I'll tell you this really funny story one time. Many years ago, but before we moved up here to Colorado, we lived in Oklahoma, and we attended a church with a really large choir, and I sang soprano, and I had this sweater that had bells for the buttons instead of regular buttons. And it was about a week before Christmas or so, and I wore this sweater. And I didn't realize it also had buttons, bells on the arms. And so here I am in the center of this like 50-person or so choir, maybe even more, maybe even 100. I don't remember how many were in the choir. It seemed like tons. Anyway, so I'm in the center of the choir in front of this church that runs about 1,000. And every time I picked up my hymnal, I jingle belled, and I wasn't thinking about it because I had jingle bells on my wrists, and I guess I was hitting those buttons, and I wasn't even thinking about it. And tons of people were smiling at me, so I'm just smiling, singing. Well, after church, we had this place where you go back and put your hymnals away. And so I went back and put my hymnals away, and this gentleman walked up to me. He goes, "Thank you." I'm like, "For what?" He goes, "Because you were willing to let yourself be embarrassed to make people smile." You know what? I do that all the time. I am constantly willing to be embarrassed to make other people smile. All right. Well, that's the Jingle Bell bracelet. And, you can spread your bells out as much as you want. You can make your band even thicker or thinner. You can make it longer. You can use different weights of yarn. It's just a fun technique to add bells to anything. All right, now are you ready to see what we did this week? it was a really fun week, and I'll have to tell you, I had a little bit of a catastrophe right before the video started. Okay, so one of the things that we did this week was the Christmas tree shaped washcloth, or not washcloth, hot pad. And so if you're going to use it for a decoration, you can make it look like a Christmas tree. But if not, you can just leave it blank. And I used a variegated yarn. I thought it was awesome. Okay, and then I decided that it would be super fun to make it into a stuffy as well. Well, I had his eyes glued on, and I set it down, and I went to pick it up, and both of his eyes fell off. I'm gonna have to glue those back on. I just used a regular glue. I didn't use my E6000 that I always use. So I picked it up to move it, and I mean, I love his eyes. I think they're adorable. And then they just fell off. So use a stronger glue if you're going to use this kind of eyes. But this is a fun size stuffy. They're fun to sit around. It has a loop if you want to hang it up. And it is washcloth or decoration. Not washcloth. Hot pad or decoration. So that just totally cracked me up. Okay, now the other two things we did this week were also Christmassy. This is the Sparkle candy basket. This is the one that we did together. You can see it's sparkly. I got it with some candy in there. And these are a lot of fun to make, and you can give them as gifts. If you want to, say, give this little basket to someone, and you want to maybe give them some old-fashioned candy, and you don't want the inside of the basket to be yucky, you can grab a coffee filter and put that down in there, and then put the candy in. Although, if I was giving like cookies or candy that's going to be sticky, I would probably put it in a bag and then put it in here. But if you want to protect the inside of your candy basket, you can just put a coffee filter in there and it will work just fine. It fits right in there just like a cupcake fits into a cupcake wrapper. I mean, it fits perfect. You know, when you go to put the cupcake wrappers inside your cupcake pan, and it fits perfect just like that inside here. I should have grabbed one, but I used it to make coffee. I had to have coffee, right? So that's our basket. If you want to learn how to make a basket, this is a really fun basket because it starts with double crochet, and then we switch to doing single crochets where you stitch in the eye. You have to watch the video if you want to learn where the eye of the single crochet is. And then we do this really fun trim. It kind of stands out. I don't know if you can see it on that one as well. It kind of stands out. And it's really simple. It's single crochet chain one, but it makes it a really cute edge and you can use it on anything. It's a really cute edge. Okay, so remember last week I talked about how the washcloth of the week was going to be next Monday, and in my planner it had yesterday, but on my blog it had last week. And so we got the video done, we got the pattern written, we got it tested, and it was all ready to go. And so this is what it was. Peppermint washcloth. This one here is actually green. People keep asking me what the teal color is. It's actually green. I don't know why it comes out looking teal, but it is green peppermint, and it's really neat the way that it swirls. And the swirl is because we continue to move around by adding those 2 double crochets at the end and adding and increasing. Okay, so that was the washcloth of the month, peppermint washcloth. Now, I often get, after my videos, do you have videos of those things that you showed? Every week when I show you, the items that we did this week, it will have a written pattern, it will have a photo tutorial, and it will have a video tutorial. And if you're looking for Christmas items, just go to YouTube. On my YouTube channel, I have a playlist that has Christmas. I have a playlist that has like headbands and hats. playlist that has scarves, things like that. If you're looking for particular things, I have playlists for all of those things that I have. And these are my patterns. I wrote these. I designed them. I filmed them. I took the pictures. Well, not all by myself, but my team. So, anywho, yes, everything that I show, there is a written pattern, a photo tutorial, and a video. Okay? Alrighty. Well, that was a lot of fun. Someone said they can't imagine these on a goat. My next door neighbor has miniature goats. They're named Billy and Bucky. And they do wear them. She loves those goats, and they are adorable. They're like little puppies. They really are. They're just super sweet. I love when they come over into my yard. She puts tennis balls on their little horns until because they get them clipped every so often, but they start to grow, so they put tennis balls on them, and they're adorable. They put bells on them. They put hats on them. They have fun with them. They have a little boy that loves those goats, and I enjoy them. And goats are great. They are great animals, and I wish I could have some goats myself. I can't do that kind of thing anymore. But I totally enjoy them coming over into my yard. I really do. I love looking out the back window, watching them run around and play, and they buck each other and they kick each other and they play like two little puppies. It's super cute. Oh, you have mini goats? She called these dwarf goats, so I don't know how. They're not very big. They're really small, about the size of like a a small, not a small dog, but like maybe a medium dog. I mean, they're not very big at all. And they're just adorable, just adorable. And I love to hear them talking to each other like, it's just so cute. Anyway, I'm going to let you go with that. Make some jingle bells, add some bells to lots of fun things, and just have some fun with it. And I think that one of the things that that we need to remember, if just something to remember, if you cannot get with your family because of health issues this year, don't forget that there are tools like Facebook. I do a Facebook chat with my grandkids, and they have a kids safe one as well. There's things like Zoom and Google. I can't remember what they're all called. But this way, you may not be able to be there in person, but you can see each other. And that is so important. And it is super, super important. And this is a time of year that also people have a tendency to be down a little bit. I don't know. There is what it's called. I can't remember. But so reach out. Okay, so what can we do to reach out if we can't actually go to someone's house? Well, you can make up a whole bunch of, say, zucchini bread or some sort of Christmas breads or Christmas cookies and put them in nice little wrapped up things and make sure everything is tidy. And then you can call and you can say, Mr. Smith, I'm going to drop off some cookies on your porch. Happy Thanksgiving. And then you've encouraged them, but you haven't gone into their house. You can do things like that. If you know that someone maybe doesn't have Thanksgiving, but they can't go anywhere, you could put together a box of things for them and call them. I'm coming over, or text them. I'm leaving this on your porch. And then they can open the door, get it off their porch. They can always wave at you in the car, things like that. And so we have to kind of be imaginative, I guess is what I'm saying. Because we can't get to visit my other grandkids that are in Oklahoma this year, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together a Christmas party in a box. And I think this is a really great idea. All the things that we would have done, like, say, a gingerbread house together, or bake a cake, put a cake and a frosting mix in there that's Christmas, or crafts that we were gonna do. Maybe I can't think of something. I love to go to the Dollar Tree and buy all those cheap crafts, and then we have a lot of fun and make lots of crazy things. A lot of those kinds of things that you can do. And that's where the Zoom and FaceTime on Facebook come in handy because you can see what they've done with those crafts, or you can work them at the same time, just in different places. And so just be imaginative, try to reach out as best that you can, and be aware of those around you that maybe can't get, to where they need to go. There is a commercial that I've seen several times where a little girl goes over to this gentleman's house and she knocks on the door and she says, "Here, mister," I don't know his name, I'll just use the name Smith again. "We made you some dinner." And it's like spaghetti and meatballs. Looks really good. And he's like, "Oh, thank you." And then she goes home and she eats dinner with her dad. And I think that every time I watch that commercial, it makes me cry because it's just a little touch of reaching out to someone, to do something for them. And those things help you feel better inside, reaching out and helping others. All right. I'm done with my little speech. All righty. So that's everything for today. If you want to know about who won the Herrschner things, that's at the beginning of the video. If you want to do the Jingle Bell thing, that's about the middle of the video. And then we talked about all the things we did this week. I do want to remind you that we are going to be doing our Christmas puppy crochet along the first week of November, which is next Monday. And on Monday, I'll tell you everything that you need, and then we'll do it the rest of the week. And then I have a whole bunch of fun, not a whole bunch, a lot of fun, what I call country Christmas patterns. And we're going to be working on those through December. And remember, it doesn't have to be country. It's just that's the kind of yarn that I used. Okay, and so of course I'll give you all that information as we go, just to get you excited about some fun stuff we have coming. Now my voice is starting to die, so I'm going to let you go. Alrighty, so remember to find something to be thankful for, because there really is some good things to be thankful for. Alright, I'm going to let you go. Have a happy Thanksgiving. And remember, thank you, because I can't do any of this without all of you.